fire is out, some now worry about the health implications all the smoke could have. Plus, busted! A water pipe at one local school sends water into the halls tonight. Students now excited for a longer weekend. But first, no snow, delayed openings. Could our unseasonably warm temps be bad for the area ski industry? Local News 8 at 5 starts right now.
You're watching Local News 8 at 5. Local people, local news.
Hey, a live look tonight at downtown Jackson. Take a look. The community known for being a winter wonderland kind of bare this Saturday as snow continues to stay at bay, keeping ski hills like the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort waiting to open. Good evening. That lack of snow could mean businesses relying on the ski season could be seeing red this year. According to the Outdoor Industry Association, the ski business is a $66 billion a year industry and it employs about 960,000 people in 38 states. Let's take a live look from Grand Targhee. You can see some snow, but not enough for the mountain to open to skiers. The Outdoor Industry Association says low snowfall costs ski businesses $1 billion and 27,000 jobs between 1999 and 2010. So just how bad will our late snowfall have on businesses here? New at 5, Local News 8's Tanja Davis talked with one business about what they expect.
Snow has started to fall, but not quite enough to open the Grand Targhee Resort. However, ski shops aren't too concerned about losing business.
When we get snow in October, it's an amazing bonus for people. When we come to November, we get snow. It'll snow. Sometimes we get a slide. Sometimes it's a blast. Sometimes we're making an effort to make it a blast. But more often than not, we target Thanksgiving, and we can always almost be assured that we'll be sliding in one form or another at Targhee around Thanksgiving weekend.
Habitat in Driggs has been preparing since early September for the transition from summer to winter.
We changed the entire inventory out with merchandising, staffing, training, clinics.
All of this in preparation for all the traffic the snow will bring. And another way the Habitat preps is by throwing a big party.
Going into winter, we kind of target around the opening weeks of the resort to celebrate another season of sliding on snow.
Something the store has done for the past 12 years. Despite the Grand Targhee Resort not opening today, the party will still go on and business will still thrive, especially when it comes to gear that helps people explore outside of resort trails.
If I were a snowboarder, I'd be looking for a split board, and that market has grown substantially. Backcountry skiing, backcountry snowboarding are becoming more of a focus of our buying and of our customers' needs.
In Driggs, I'm Tanja Davis.
The store manager also told us that the Habitat in Driggs is one of the biggest dealers for those split snowboards you saw in the story in the Northern Rockies. The opening date for Grand Targhee Resort is still unknown. And by the way, the Outdoor Industry Association says low snowfall hit Oregon resorts the hardest with a 31% drop in skiers last year. So let's turn it over to Chris Nespin now. Chris, when is this dry spell going to end?
Very soon, at least for our entire area, because we do have several storms on the way. You can take a look, Tetons, snow in the high country, but again, down in the valleys, and we need to see a lot more snow just in general. And today, had some high clouds coming up in the skies this afternoon. So it started out clear, but it wasn't as clear as the evening went on. 45 degrees right now in Idaho Falls, not too bad. And you see just a couple showers in the northern plain. That's about it. Otherwise, things are going to be ish tonight. We do have a slight chance of precipitation mainly in the central mountains, but for everyone else, we have to wait just a little bit longer. And I'll have more on our next storm as well as a series of storms we're expecting coming up, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And while we wait for the arrival of snow, many are already dealing with blizzard-like conditions. This is some video from the northern plains where it is a winter wonderland. Coming up after your full forecast, so we're going to take you there and show you just how bad the conditions really are. Students at Ingham Elementary School will get a couple extra days off next week after a water pipe burst in one of the classrooms. Here is the classroom where it happened. So much water leaked, it flowed into the school's halls. Classes are canceled for Monday and Tuesday. Staff, faculty, students, and the Ingham community came together to help clean up the mess. Because the water damaged books, supplies, and other equipment, Rock and R Cleaning and Restoration will be donating 10% of their revenue the next 3 weeks to the school district. The United County Sheriff's Office needs its residents' help finding a possible criminal. On its Facebook page, the department says someone in a black Chevy pickup with a trailer is going around town pretending to be with American pickers. Those in the truck have told homeowners that they're looking for antiques and collectibles. In at least one case, these people went onto some private property uninvited and were caught looking around. Anyone with information is asked to call the police department. And back here in Bonneville County, the sheriff's office is again asking for your help finding this man. You're looking at Jeremy White. White is the suspect in the murder of Kristen Caldwell. Caldwell was found buried in the basement of her home over a week ago. White and Caldwell have been together for 10 years. Today, the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office said they have received several tips about White being in the area, but they don't believe that he is. Tonight, the man who ran for president in 2012 and lost met with President-elect Donald Trump. Mitt Romney, a member of the LDS Church, is now considered a top contender for the Secretary of State job. The meeting comes as Donald Trump takes on a popular Broadway musical. ABC's Daria Albinger has the latest.
Are we forward to your meetings today?
Yes, we are. Great meeting.
Donald Trump and Mike Pence arriving at Trump's New Jersey Golf Club for a full day of meetings. But just hours earlier, the president-elect lashing out on Twitter about this. Video showing cheering and booing as Pence arrived at Friday night's performance of the hit Broadway musical, Hamilton.
And Vice President-elect Pence, I see you walking out, but I hope you will hear us just a few more moments.
At the end of the show, the cast delivered a message.
We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us. But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us.
But Donald Trump was not a fan. The president-elect tweeting that the cast harassed Pence. Star Brandon Dixon, who delivered the speech.
The only way that we begin to find a common ground is if we can speak with one another. And I'm so glad that he stayed, because he stayed and he listened, and I truly appreciate him doing that.
I was definitely surprised.
I was disappointed in the booing.
I am very proud to have been a part of booing Mike Pence.
Back in New Jersey, a high-stakes summit between the 2016 winner and the 2012 Republican nominee. Mitt Romney reportedly in the running for Secretary of State, even though he and Trump have publicly attacked each other.
I appreciate the chance to speak with the president-elect and look forward to the coming administration and things.
Governor, do you repudiate the comments you made prior?
Just the beginning of a weekend of work. Daria Albinger, ABC News, New York.
Protests against the president-elect also continue. There's been several big demonstrations in Washington, D.C. and New York City today. The future of mining in Yellowstone National Park will be a topic of conversation come Monday. Interior Secretary Sally Jewell will visit the park and Montana. While there, she will meet with Montana Governor Steve Bullock to discuss the future of mining in certain areas of the park. President Obama blocked or canceled dozens of energy leases in Montana and Colorado this past week. New tonight, the invasive mussel discovered in northwest Montana for the first time ever. We did a story on this a few months ago in Bear Lake. This is video from that. Tonight, the Montana Fish and Wildlife and Parks hoped to contain the mussel after it was discovered earlier this month. The concern over the tiny mussel is that it can spread quickly, clog pipes, and obstruct beaches. Let's head south to Utah now. The Salt Lake Area Restaurant Association is planning to hire a lobbyist to push back on the so-called Zion Curtain. The curtain is a wall that blocks customers from seeing what a bartender is preparing. The Zion Curtain name references the teetotal guidance from the LDS Church. About 43% of active Mormons in the Salt Lake area are somewhat in favor of eliminating the Zion Curtain. Final stop, Buell, outside of Twin Falls. This is where 15 pigs were killed in a barn fire on Friday. This picture provided to us from the Magic Valley newspaper. The pigs were mostly 40-pound weaners and were inside the barn or nearby corral when the fire broke out. There's no word on the cause of this fire. 700 dogs are getting a new lease on life right here in the Gem State. The dogs boarded 18 different planes in Los Angeles yesterday and today and made their way to several states. These four-legged pets are being saved by the nonprofit Wings of Rescue from an overcrowded shelters around the LA area. The dogs being brought here to Idaho will be taken to the Kootenai shelter.
There is a shortage of dogs and sometimes even cats in other destinations. So what Wings of Rescue does is takes these pets that otherwise would not have seen tomorrow and bring them to new loving families in other territories.
Almost 3 million animals are euthanized annually in the city and county shelters nationwide. The Henry's Creek fire is out tonight, but there are still some growing concerns over the damage done by it. Still to come at 5, what doctors are now saying about the effect smoke could have on your lungs. But first, right after your full forecast, parts of the country being hit by a massive winter storm, we take you on a tour and show you the snowfall and all the problems that it is causing. Chris Nesbitt, no snow here.
Not yet, but we are talking snow in our forecast as a series of storms makes their way through Idaho. I'll have more on that next.
Local people, local news. You're watching Local News 8 at 5.
All right, good afternoon. It started out very nice today, and we had a few high clouds slide in. In fact, you can see on Viper Radar, seeing just a few, emphasis on few showers in the region. In fact, these are very, very light, hardly reaching the ground at all, or if they are, it's just, again, hardly anything at all. But you look at the bigger picture, we've got quite a bit of activity happening in the western U.S., indicative of what's to come, and that is we're going to see a proper storm slide in. Another one. This is good because we need it. Again, midnight tonight, starting out in the Central Mountains. Most of the activity throughout tomorrow will stay in the Central Mountain area. Arco, possibly Territon on the edge there. But you start getting Sunday afternoon, that's when it starts to move out, and we see a surge of moisture coming from the south. And then Monday morning, all through Monday afternoon, very busy in the eastern half of the state. So Monday, wettest for the Snake River Plain, the eastern highlands, western Wyoming. Sunday will be for the Central Mountains. As we go out of Monday into Tuesday, it moves on out of here and we clear up very nicely. So Tuesday actually doesn't look too bad. Tonight's lows, tomorrow's highs, cool and mild. 20s and upper 40s and 50s. Central Mountains, similar story. And you see chance of showers tomorrow, Monday, break on Tuesday, and then another storm come Wednesday. So we have a series of storms sliding through, bringing those off and on showers. And I am going to smile about that because we need the water, we need the rain, and of course the ski resorts, well, they're just a lot of fun. So this will be good news for them. You take a look at the extended forecast. Again, there's that chance tomorrow afternoon for IF. Monday, widespread shower activity. And then we go off and on with those showers. Now, with these storms, our temperatures are just so that early in the storm and during the daytime, we'll be seeing the rain. And then after the main part of the storm passes and in the overnight hours, we'll be seeing snow. So we'll be flip-flopping a lot. So keep the shovel ready, but keep the raincoat ready as well, because you'll need a little bit of everything over the next couple days. Of course, for those that have a turkey bowl planned on Thanksgiving, I'll just tell you now, the sun will start to come out more so in the afternoon than in the morning hours, but it doesn't look too bad. Of course, Jackson will be chilly with a high of 33 degrees.
Doesn't look that bad, especially for Thanksgiving.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, last year we were down into the single digits in the morning. Some of you guys probably remember that. So, big difference this year.
I think I'm okay with the snow. We saw those little flurries a couple days ago.
It looks nice.
It was really pretty until I stepped outside and felt the cold, and I was like, I am so not ready for cold.
Yeah, well, bundle up. Hand warmers.
I'm gonna have to buy some more clothes.
Yeah, well, get the hand warmers. Those lifesavers when you have to be outside a lot. So
maybe I'll check into that.
Do it.
Thanks, Chris. Well, we don't have any snow yet. The state of Iowa, I guess we're in Idaho, but Iowa is covered. This is the scene in Sioux City. The weight of the snow so much, it uprooted a tree and then dropped it on a home. Luckily, we're told that no one was hurt. And it's not just the Midwest getting a winter wallop. Blizzard-like conditions are blanketing several states in the northern plains. This just in time for Thanksgiving, and is causing quite the headache for Thanksgiving travelers as well. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez takes us on a tour.
Blizzard-like conditions whipping through and blanketing parts of the northern plains. Up to a foot of snow falling in Wyoming and Colorado. Much of it at rush hour.
It's a weird mix of like slush and snow.
Causing accident after accident and creating big delays at Denver International Airport.
We were delayed until 4, and then they canceled it and said that we'll have to wait till the morning.
The first major snowfall of the season leaving its mark before moving east.
It's overdue, so we were expecting it a long time ago, so we're pretty prepared for it.
Creating what for some is a welcomed winter wonderland in fall.
I love it, man. I love the cold weather. I don't like to be hot. So when it comes to snowing, yeah, I get out here and let it snow. Make me a snowman, put it on Facebook, you know, whatever I got to do, but I enjoy the weather, man. I love it.
Fun for some, but still a serious concern, especially on the roadways, as the storm is blamed for several deaths in Colorado and Minnesota. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
That man was making the best of it. As many parts of the country deal with this snowstorm, California is prepping for one major rain and snowstorm that is expected in the Sierras this weekend. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory that started at 10 o'clock this morning. It's going to go through tomorrow afternoon. They're warning drivers that the roads could be slick and that they should also prepare for delays.
Heck, we have work on a Monday back in San Diego, so we're hoping we can spend some time with some family and be able to get back out of here before the snow hits.
Got chains?
No, we don't have any chains, so we might have to go out and buy some.
All the ski resorts are very excited for this. Some of them in the area out there in California say that they're hoping to open by Thanksgiving. The Henry's Creek fire has long been put out, but effects are still lingering. Still to come on the news at 5, the health effects some specialists are saying the massive fire may have on others. Plus, frozen after death with plans to be brought back to life. Well, this is an interesting story that you don't want to miss.
Get First Alert weather anytime, on demand. Log on to localnews8.com.
In Health Matters tonight, if you live in the area of the Henry's Creek fire and you might be feeling sick lately, there's likely a very good reason. Some doctors say that the lingering effects of the smoke could have an issue on your respiratory system. Doctors say breathing in smoke, as we all know, it's not good for you. What you may not know is symptoms like coughing, sneezing, and what some may think are sinus problems may actually be the result of that smoke.
You know, our upper respiratory tract symptoms, starting from our sinuses, nose, all the way down to the lung, this is where usually our respiratory system starts. And unfortunately, all those fires that they can affect the breathing.
The doctor says smoke in general isn't good. That doesn't matter where it's coming from. It could be wildfires or even just burning in your backyard. November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month, and in America, 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy in their lifetime. It is estimated that 3 million Americans and 65 million people worldwide are currently living with the disease. Dr. William Tatum is the director of Comprehensive Epilepsy Center at a clinic in Florida. He explains just how severe the disease is.
Epilepsy is the sudden excessive discharge of brain cells that create a physical manifestation in the majority of cases to exhibit what we call a seizure. It may be staring, it may be a convulsion, it may be a drop attack or a twitch. There are many different physical signs.
Misinformation and epilepsy stereotypes often prevent people with this seizure disorder from getting the needed care. Experts say breaking down these stereotypes is a long and slow challenge, but a necessary step in making patient care easier to come by. This is an interesting story. A British teen who died of cancer is being cryogenically frozen here in the U.S. The young girl suffered from a rare form of cancer and wanted to be brought back to life later on and have her be cured of the cancer. The girl's parents were at odds over whether to honor the girl's wishes. Father didn't want it, mother did. On Friday, a judge ruled in favor of the girl's mom and said the girl died peacefully on October 17th, knowing her wishes had been met. The judge did say he's not ruling on any science here. The Michigan-based Cryonics Institute is in charge of freezing the girl's body. Well, it's been a chilly last few days, so are we going to see snow in time for Thanksgiving as you look over what is an absolutely beautiful picture of Idaho Falls tonight? Chris Nessman back with a look at your forecast after this.
Local people, local news. You're watching Local News 8 at 5.
Let's get another look at our forecast, and you've got some snow in there.
Yeah, series of storms. Now, you look at the temperatures, it is warm enough that we're going to be seeing rain during the daytime, but at night, we could see a little bit of snow on the valley floor. And the next closest one, at least for Idaho Falls, Monday night into Tuesday, I think you might see an inch or so in the valley, 3 to 4 inches in the higher country. Pocatello, similar story. And for those that are going to do a turkey bowl, Thursday doesn't look too bad. It is going to be chilly. That's not unusual for Idaho by any means, but at least it's not going to be raining or snowing on you at the time, because Thursday is a break between 2 storms, Wednesday and Friday. And Jackson, still chilly for the next couple days, but hey, that's normal, and that will allow the snow to start building at the resorts.
I'm going to go Google what a turkey bowl is. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you back here tonight at 10, and I might have that answer.